Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. We've got a jam-packed session today, diving into some compelling updates from the Apple ecosystem and even a significant overhaul for YouTube Live. It feels like our devices are getting smarter, more integrated, and perhaps even a bit more, well, invisible in how they anticipate our needs.
It truly is an exciting period in tech, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There are a multitude of new features aiming to make our daily interactions more seamless, more personalized, and even safer. Today, we're dissecting sources covering iOS 26, watchOS 26, the brand new Apple Watches, and the latest on CarPlay. We'll unpack how these updates are working to simplify our lives, from how we commute to how we connect and even how we sleep.
Okay, let's kick things off with iOS 26 itself, just rolled out this week. Apple's overarching strategy here seems to be this cross-platform revamp, right? Bringing a truly consistent aesthetic across all its operating systems. They're calling it the liquid glass interface.
Yes, the liquid glass interface. It's more than just a fresh coat of paint, really. It's this unified design language, characterized by these subtle, sort of semi-transparent, bubble-like elements. And they extend from your iPhone to other Apple OSes like CarPlay and watchOS. The brilliance lies in its versatility, I think. You can customize its appearance with default, dark, and clear modes, and each has variants. It really helps unify the visual experience. And interestingly, my colleague John Velasco actually found he preferred this new aesthetic on CarPlay over his iPhone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which suggests it might truly shine in environments where visual simplicity and quick glances are key. It feels like a strategic move to gently get users used to an interface that could maybe transition into augmented reality down the line, softening that line between digital and physical.
That's a great point about the long game. And, beyond just looking good, a truly intelligent OS needs to manage its resources efficiently. Which brings us to battery life, always a big one. iOS 26 brings a new feature on the latest iPhones that sounds incredibly smart.
Absolutely. It's called Adaptive Power Mode, and it's enabled by default on the iPhone 17, the iPhone Air, and the iPhone 17 Pro series. At its core, it uses Apple Intelligence, which is, it's Apple's new framework for AI processing, both on-device and cloud, to learn your habits. It takes about 7 days. Think of it like your phone getting to know your daily rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Predicting when you might need that extra bit of juice. It then intelligently adjusts power levels, subtly lowers screen brightness, limits background stuff, and can even flick on low power mode automatically at 20%. It's about proactive power management, not reactive.
That's fascinating. But, does that level of anticipation also raise concerns? Privacy, or maybe just feeling like your phone knows too much about your routine? Or is the benefit of always having power just worth it?
That's an excellent question, yeah. This AI-driven optimization definitely pushes Apple further into that invisible computing idea, where the device anticipates your needs. Now, the data processing for this mode happens largely on-device, which helps with privacy, but it certainly nudges us to consider how comfortable we are with our devices becoming these truly intelligent companions, The goal is to make your phone disappear as a worry, but yeah, it does highlight the growing sophistication of background AI.
I can definitely see the appeal, not having to constantly fiddle with battery settings. Now, moving to something I know a lot of travelers were really looking forward to, mobile passports. Seems to be hitting a bit of a snag.
Yes, the concept is quite compelling. Storing a U.S. passport as a digital ID in Apple Wallet. The promise of easier airport security is huge. However, the current limitations are pretty significant. It's only viable at select U.S. airports and only for domestic travel. And crucially, you still need to carry your physical ID. Apple has actually delayed its broader rollout, so it's not widely available yet.
So it's a great idea, but the reality is complicated. What does this tell us about digital identity in general?
Well, what this really highlights is just the immense complexities involved. While having your ID on your phone is obviously convenient, the staggered rollout, the need for the physical ID anyway for international or non-participating places, it speaks volumes. It shows the ongoing challenges of broad adoption, security integration, getting trust from governments, travel authorities, all that stuff. It's a great vision, sure, but the practical hurdles are considerable.
Right. So while some things like mobile passports are slow going, Apple is definitely pushing ahead in other areas, especially family safety. On a more serious note, iOS 26 seems to have really stepped up its game in parental controls.
This is a crucial area, definitely. Technology poses challenges but can also offer solutions here. Apple has significantly enhanced parental controls. There's a new communication limits feature. It now requires parental permission for young users to connect with new phone numbers on phone, FaceTime, Messages, or iCloud. Gives parents more granular control. And child accounts age 13, 17 will now automatically opt in for default settings like web content filters and Apple's communication safety feature.
Okay, communication safety, how exactly does that work? What makes it advanced in detecting sensitive stuff?
So communication safety is designed to protect kids from viewing or sharing explicit content. It uses on-device machine learning to analyze images for nudity or other sensitive content before they're sent or received. In Messages or iCloud, if it detects something, the image is blurred right there on the device. The child gets resources, options to talk to a parent, that sort of thing. And it now extends to blurring images in shared photo albums, too. It's a new layer of protection that's proactive, but crucially, it doesn't share the content with Apple. It maintains privacy while prioritizing safety.
Okay, moving from our pockets to our dashboards now. CarPlay. It's gotten some of its biggest updates in years with iOS 26, really extending that Apple experience into the car.
Yeah, exactly. That liquid glass design language we talked about for iOS, it's now applied to CarPlay's app icons and UI elements. You get those same customizable modes, default, dark, clear, plus new wallpapers. It brings a fresh, modern, and consistent look to the car's display. Helps unify things as you move from phone to vehicle.
And it's not just cosmetic. One of the biggest game changers, I think, is widgets. You can now create widgets for any iPhone app, even if it doesn't have specific CarPlay support.
That's right. And this truly transforms the car display into like a dynamic extension of your iPhone.
Yeah.
Imagine making your clock bigger, showing your next few calendar events, checking your phone's battery, or even controlling smart home stuff like your garage doors you pull up, all from the dashboard. It allows for just unprecedented personalization and quick access to info for your journey, or even before you start driving.
That sounds incredibly useful. And some long-awaited app improvements are finally here. Makes driving smoother. Maps gets multi-touch, which is nice. But here's one I think everyone will appreciate. The phone app doesn't take over the whole screen anymore during calls.
Right. That was always so annoying, wasn't it? Instead of that full screen takeover, calls now appear as a compact widget, so you don't miss your navigation turn or whatever else is on screen. And messages get tapped back for quick replies, a thumbs up, a heart, whatever. Lets you respond quickly without taking your focus off the road too much.
These are direct responses to common frustrations, really. Minimizing distractions, maximizing utility. Yeah, definitely seems focused on safety while adding features. And for more customization, there's Smart Display Zoom to fit more on screen. Maybe a bit crowded, but it's an option. Plus text resizing, and you can turn CarPlay screenshots on or off. And then there's live activities, sports scores, flight tracking, that kind of thing coming to CarPlay. But here's the really cool part, I think. Video streaming via AirPlay when the car is parked, using third-party apps like YouTube as a parent. Wow, that sounds amazing for waiting around.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic example of balancing convenience with safety. The video streaming is strictly for when you're parked, obviously, but it addresses a real need for entertainment, waiting for school pickup, charging an EV, whatever. And then the compact call widget, the tapbacks, those directly enhance safety while driving. Apple's clearly listening to how people actually use this stuff.
Okay, the Apple Watch ecosystem also got a huge boost. watchOS 26, plus new hardware like the SE3 and Ultra 3. First off, watchOS 26, it's a free update for Series 6 and newer, the 2022 SE and the Ultra models. They also updated the naming convention, so it's watchOS 26 now, reflecting the coming year. Makes more sense. Among the shared features, a new sleep score seems like a big deal.
Indeed. Sleep tracking is huge now, right? watchOS 26 introduces a daily numeric sleep score out of 100, offers insights, personalized advice. This puts Apple more on par with competitors who've had similar features for a bit. Gives you a better understanding of your sleep quality, guides you towards better rest. It's a clear commitment to that whole holistic health tracking picture.
Another neat addition for quick interactions, the wrist flick gesture. Dismiss notifications, calls, just by flicking your wrist. Sounds pretty handy.
Yeah, it's all about making interacting with a watch more seamless, more natural, removing friction. And speaking of long-awaited features, Notes. The Notes app is finally on Apple Watch. All your existing notes sync for viewing, and you can create new ones with the keyboard or dictation. Existing notes are view-only for now, but still, it's a huge step for convenience, grabbing info or capturing a thought quickly.
And of course, that liquid glass look makes a subtle appearance too. Notifications, Smart Stack, Control Center, keeps things consistent. But for me, the standout might be live message translations. This sounds like a total game changer for breaking down language barriers.
I agree completely. Your Apple Watch can now translate incoming texts in real time, Now, this does require an iPhone 15 Pro or later with Apple Intelligence. Needs that processing power and AI capability. But imagine chatting with someone overseas and their messages just appear in your language right on your wrist. This really uses AI to break down communication barriers. Fundamentally changes how people can connect globally. It's more than just convenience. It's, yeah, a step towards universal understanding.
That's seriously impactful. Okay, let's talk about the new watches themselves, starting with the Apple Watch SE3, being called the best smartwatch value this year.
Yeah, at a base price of $249, the SE3 packs some significant upgrades into that accessible price point. So the big ups are the always-on display that's huge for the SE line, used to be a premium feature. You also get optional 5G connectivity for a $50 premium, faster, more reliable connection if you want to leave your phone behind sometimes. Health tracking is pretty robust. Workout Buddy, skin temp sensor for cycle tracking, FDA-cleared sleep apnea detection, plus that new sleep score. And it's powered by the S10 chip. That's Apple's newest chip for the watch. Big power gains, enables things like on-device Siri, better motion gestures.
Sounds like a lot of watch for the money, but what are the trade-offs? Who is this watch really for?
Well, on the downside, the design is a bit dated. It keeps the older chassis, smaller 1000-nit display, fewer colors than the flagships. And a notable absence, especially for health-focused users, is the ECG function. No electrocardiogram. So what this really highlights is Apple's strategy, right?
Yeah.
The SE3 democratizes features like always-on and 5G, makes it great for most users. Fitness tracking, notifications, connectivity, good price. But yeah, if you specifically want advanced heart monitoring like ECG, you're making a trade-off there.
Right. And then for those who want absolutely everything and are okay with the $799 price tag, there's the Apple Watch Ultra 3.
The Ultra 3, yeah, that's the beast of the lineup. It boasts the largest, brightest display ever on an Apple Watch, 3,000 nits. Better LTPO3 tech, too.
LTP?
Yeah, it dynamically adjusts the screen refresh rate way down to 1 hertz.
Yeah.
Saves battery without making it look choppy. Means super crisp visuals. Any light, slightly slimmer bezels, too. Battery life is impressive. 42 hours standard, up to 72 in low power mode. Critical for multi-day trips. But the real headline feature, especially for safety, is satellite SOS messaging. Allows for off-grid emergency contact, location sharing, even messaging loved ones when you have zero cell signal.
That satellite SOS is huge. For hikers, climbers, even just road trips through remote areas, that's a real peace of mind.
Absolutely. The Ultra 3 is clearly aimed at the adventurer, the professional needing extreme durability and connectivity, even way off-grid. It has all the health tracking tools too. ECG, SpO2, skin temp, hypertension alert, sleep score, workout buddy, everything. And it's made from 100% recycled titanium, which is nice. The main down is, well, it's still bulky. Its size is just a barrier for some people for everyday wear. Powerful, yes, but maybe a bit niche. It really highlights Apple pushing wearables beyond just notifications into critical safety and health tools for extreme situations.
Okay, stepping away from Apple for a bit. YouTube Live is making some pretty big moves, competing harder with Twitch, TikTok, especially as live streaming just keeps growing there. Get this. Over 30% of daily logged-in YouTube viewers watched live content in Q2 2025, so they've rolled out some really compelling new features.
Yeah, this shows YouTube is really adapting to creator needs and, frankly, competitive pressure. One cool one is Playables on Live. Creators can play over 75 casual games, think Angry Birds Showdown, cut the rope right there with their audience, boosts interaction. Also, streamers can now offer both vertical and horizontal video formats at the same time with one chat. That's smart for discoverability, right? Catches viewers however they watch. There's a live practice mode, too. Lets you test your setup without going live. Huge relief for creators, I bet. And React Live lets streamers react in real time to other live videos just from their phones.
And this one sounds like a big help for creators trying to maximize their content. AI-powered clips, how's that work?
Right, AI-powered clips basically automatically generates YouTube Shorts from the highlights of a live stream. This removes a huge hurdle for creators. Repurposing long streams for short-form platforms like Shorts or TikTok takes time. This automates it. Huge time saver. Makes it way easier to pull in new viewers by showing off the best bits. It really shows YouTube gets the modern creator workflow, providing tools for engagement, discoverability.
And of course, new ways to make money are always welcome news for creators. YouTube Live is introducing side-by-side ads and members-only live streams.
Exactly. These moves highlight YouTube's focus on the creator economy. Side-by-side ads play next to the stream so the content isn't interrupted. Better for viewers, good for creator revenue, win-win. And members-only live streams let creators flip to a subscriber-only broadcast midstream. Good way to encourage viewers to become paid members. Offering these flexible monetization options empowers creators, helps them build sustainable businesses beyond just standard ads, and fosters stronger communities. More control, more support avenues.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? I mean, from a smarter, more personalized car experience with CarPlay to a surprisingly capable budget Apple Watch to new ways creators are connecting and making money on YouTube, it really feels like technology is trying harder than ever to just fit seamlessly into our lives, doesn't it?
Indeed. And as our devices get more deeply woven into everything, our cars, our health, our entertainment, how we connect globally, it really begs an important question, I think. How do you weigh the benefits? All these new conveniences, these cool features. How do you weigh them against the demands on our attention and those ever-present questions about privacy? What stands out to you from all this as the most impactful change, or maybe the most surprising one we talked about today?
It's definitely a lot to think about. And yeah, it's clear the pace of innovation is definitely not slowing down. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.